Oh my goodness, there he is, back on the show, one of the baddest MFers on the entire planet. A man, I follow his career, and I got to tell you, I am so glad I don't have to fight you, Gilbert Burns. My goodness, what the hell happened, Gilbert? Last time I talked to you a couple years ago, you said, Billy, I don't really want to talk politics. No politics. Orange man. Well, I see the orange man right on that shirt. What happened to you, Gilbert?
Orange Man went to watch a couple of my fights. I met him multiple times, and I like it. And especially the things going on in Brazil right now. You gotta win. I cannot afford to go back to Brazil. So he gotta do his thing again. And actually, I just got a call from my wife this morning. We might be doing the test for the citizenship. I'm applying for my citizenship, so we might be able to vote. So Friday now, I think I'm doing the test. I gotta study a little bit. I think I'm going to do pretty good, but we gotta study to make sure I get the citizenship, and I'll be able to vote.
Oh, cool. Congratulations on that, Gilbert. And we'll keep this brief so you can go study. That's an important little test there.
Yes.
So, it's been a genius move. You saw Trump this week. He's going on the Joe Rogan podcast. You saw him at McDonald's on the fryer, and he's handed out French fries and Happy Meals to people. But before that, you saw him showing up at your fights, like at the UFC fights, and walking in with Kid Rock and the whole thing, Dana White. So you got a chance to meet Trump. What is that like when you see the former president come into your arena? I mean, how does it feel? Is it still like, holy shit, this is Trump? Or is it like, nah, this guy's in my ring now and things are a little bit more calmed down?
No, we're still the guy, still the former president. I hope the future president was cool to meet him 2 occasions and get the recognition, be able to meet the president. He's one of the most important guys in the world right now. And then it could avoid a lot of problems if he was there. But it was a big deal for me.
Gilbert Burns, when I look at the polling, like I'm a political nerd, right? I'm not a tough guy like you. I look at all the polling and stuff. And something interesting is happening with Latinos across our country, with immigrants across our country, certainly in Florida and the state of Arizona, as well as Nevada, where you are right now. And what's happening is you see a lot of people that are going through the process legally, just like you are, Gilbert Burns. A lot of these people don't want an open border. A lot of these people don't want to just let everybody in and give them driver's licenses and just like it's a free-for-all here. Yeah. A lot of these people say, look, my grandma, my grandpa, my daughter, they came in by the book, did it legally, and you should too. And we're seeing the polls all of a sudden flip more and more and more to Trump. I'm not saying he's going to win that vote, but he's going to win a higher percentage. What is your mindset as somebody that is a minority in this country from Brazil as to illegal immigration?
No, I think they're going to ban because I worked so hard to be here, actually to get here because I don't want to be a victim, but it was very hard growing up in Brazil, not a lot of opportunities. So I had to come out here to making a living of jiu-jitsu and eventually MMA. And it was very, very hard even to get the visa to come here. My parents, they got declined the visa twice. My mother-in-law, she got declined the visa twice. So it's not easy to get here. And we want to go by the book. We could actually get my mom through Mexico, and then she'll get here. For sure, be danger and everything, but she'll make it, But we don't want to do it like that. I want to be real. I want to be honest, and I want to do it right. And it was very hard. I had my visa. My first visa was just one entry. I just can come at one time, and I cannot stay more than 6 months. And then I gotta go back, and I remember until you get a 10 years visa, I had like 4 or 5 visas. And then when I got here, one of my son was already born, and the other one born here. But then we got to apply to the green card. It was a lot of money to apply for the green card. And then apply the visa, P1 visa, work visa, then green card, and then now to the citizenship. It was a process. And I'm like, I had to work very hard for it. And now people just jump in the borders and they getting that benefit that works so hard for, And I don't agree. You got to ban that. You got to stop that like ASAP. And people got to work for it. Otherwise, if it's easy, you don't give a lot of, it's easy, you don't value it as much. But if you work very hard for it, I think it's a different value.
Yeah, and I got to say, you just walked us through all those steps, and you mentioned even financially it's expensive and all the steps with the visas and the green cards. And for somebody to just walk, and I was on the border last week checking things out, for somebody to just walk in, claim asylum, and then they're just free and clear, that's got to be almost more so a slap in the face to somebody like you that's going through the process than like a normal American that was born here.
Yeah, he sucks, you know. And then I know a couple of guys that they came illegal, they just jumped there, now they get all the documents and it's easy, and they complaining, oh, I get a couple of Russian dudes, they came like that, you know, and they just walk in and then, oh, here is cool, but in Russia we do say, yeah, if in Russia is nice, go back, you know, like they don't value the way I value, you know, like, yeah, I think they should stop. They should ban right away. You cannot give documents for free. Just hand out documents. So, yeah, I think they don't value. They making hard living out here, and I hope Donald Trump comes back. And otherwise, God, I think he'll come back to Brazil after all of their work. He's you know, I don't want to go back.
You know, Gilbert Burns, I was talking on the phone this morning to several people that know Joe Rogan very well, that are very close to Joe Rogan, been on his show, and you know, they're always texting and stuff. So there's something in politics, Gilbert, as you know, that's called an October surprise, and we never know what it could be. To me, this could be the October surprise, and stay with me here. Joe is a very thoughtful person, but Joe's worth like, what, Gilbert? I don't know, hundreds of millions of dollars. In other words, he's got, as we like to say, FU money, like he doesn't give a shit. So he is not going to be bought and paid for by either side. Trump, in a sense, has to be on guard, has to be a little careful here, because Joe Rogan might bring up topics or things that Trump might not usually talk about. As somebody that knows Joe Rogan, how do you think this interview is going to go?
I think he's gonna bring everything, you know. He's gonna make it clear, you know. I don't think he's gonna hold on and respect and be, you know, polite. I think he's gonna ask everything. He's gonna take it to a different level, and I like it because I think Donald Trump will be able, for sure. He might get in a little trouble here and there, but I think he'll be able to convince a lot of people that's kind of like up in the middle. They don't have a side yet, and I like it. I like everything about this interview. I think it's going to stop the whole world. Everybody going to try to watch and listen and get closer look. But I guarantee you, Kamala is not going to do this interview with Joe Rogan.
She should. I'm telling you right now, I understand what you're saying, and I understand that, you know, it might put her in some difficult situations and some very difficult topics where she's going to get a little bit discombobulated. But I got to tell you, I think she should. I think if she stood up and she said, yeah, I'm going on Joe Rogan, and I'm going to sit there for 3.5 hours. I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to answer all the questions. I might even, you know, have a drink, smoke a little pot. I think that would be the best thing she could ever do. And it's a damn shame, Gilbert, for our country that we can't see that happen, because that would be a beautiful thing.
I agree, but do you think she will?
Of course not. Of course not. No, she has handlers. She's got people that are, you know, they're pulling the strings. Of course not. So one thing I really like about Trump is he does what he wants. Gilbert Burns, I'm going to let you get back to studying the U.S. Constitution. I wanted to give you one compliment. We spoke a couple years ago, and I got to tell you, I don't know if you've been taking classes or what the hell's going on over there, but your English proficiency and your pronunciation is through the roof. I mean, you've made some incredible strides since I last spoke to you. So I just wanted to give you that compliment.
Thank you. I think I'm around the right people, you know, Derek, Gordon. I just hang out with those guys for a little bit. I feel a little bit more smart, you know, as the time goes.
Hey, man, you're getting better and better. Good luck with that whole test. I'm nervous for you, but I'm sure you'll crush it like you crush everything else in life. That's Gilbert Burns, one of the baddest MFers on the planet. Thank you, sir, for being on the program today.
Thank you.
My name is Billy Harfosh, broadcasting from Star Worldwide Networks in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll be back with more explosive interviews.